What's up YouTube, Duel here from Zephyr War Games, and today we are bringing you a live duel from locals. So on the bottom of the screen we have Shane playing Adventure Plunder Patrols, and on the top we have Alfie playing Branded Tearlaments. So the Shane starts off with Rite of Armoricia. Luckily not going to be met with a token collector, so he will be able to spawn a adventure token and then set Fateful or activate Fateful Adventure from the deck. So he's just going to resolve all of that once he gets into his own custom made token. I believe the deck was Aiden's, so do not be surprised if there's some troll elements on there. This is basically obviously all off the back of the hype of the new card being announced. So, oh, it looks like he opened up the Griffin Rider. That's a little bit sad. Oh no, and he opened up the Draco back too. That is painful. And set one, which is an imperm, and then he's got a Water Enchantress in the hand, which I'm assuming he's holding on for the next turn. But oh, that is no Plunder Patrol cards at all. So the synergy between the two, for those of you that don't know, is through the Fateful Adventure engine, you'll actually be able to discard a Plunder, and I'm pretty sure the Plunder effect will go off. It looks like Alfie has opened up with Droplets and Tragedy, so obviously straight away he's going to negate the Griffin, pretty much turning off Shane's board. I mean, his board was ending with 2 forms of interruption, and now it's only going to get 1. I think they're just confirming the Tragedy, but I don't think Alfie's declaring a Tragedy effect, because obviously Droplet sends us cost, so it won't be able to trigger that. He activates Pelourinho. It looks like he's pretty much, like, unless the Droplet was the 6th card, his hand was pretty much not worrying about anything like this. But yeah, the idea behind the Plunder Patrols, if you activate the Adventure, quite like some Rogue and Tier 2 decks, is you play the Adventure ending to protect you from the standard hand traps and stuff like Nibiru's and like Ash Blossom. Like an Ash Blossom on the right card will kill you, so you kind of have to play a deck like Adventure that pulls out all of the hand traps, and on top of that sets you up in the gate if it goes through. Anyway, Pelourinho searches out Rhino Heart. Normal summon Rhino Heart effect to send Chain Imperm. Interesting. So that's going to stop the Rhino Heart Foolish Burying, which is a good one. It's a bit risky because, oh no, he just activated Branded in the Imperm column. What? No one going to catch that? What? I mean, see, this is always going to be the difficult part of playing a card playing a map with no zones, and the pair of them have just completely missed that. So the Branded Fusion was activated in a zone. I mean, technically it was activated in between 2. So, I mean, benefit of the doubt, you could probably say that it was done at the one closest towards the deck. But yeah, I'm 99% sure that looked to me like it was in the Imperm column, which would have changed this outcome completely. Either way, Albion gets summoned. Albion will banish Ra's Disciple and Tragedy. So Ra's Disciple is a tech card that a lot of people are playing, because you basically have, you either play Ra's Disciple or you play Ido Supreme, or you can play Scythe, and it's basically off of the Incursion Trap card, which allows you to summon back 2 from the Banish Zone or Graveyard, and if you tributed off a fusion monster that listed Fallen of Albaz in its text, you also get to, you can summon one back to your opponent's field, so you can give them, you can summon both back to your field. But by giving your opponent Ra's Disciple, they can't tribute, they can't fusion, they can't XYZ, they're pretty much locked out. It's pretty much like an Ido, but obviously more affordable than Ido, because Ido's like a £50 card. Anyway, continuing the plays, the Albion will banish 2 to summon out the Masquerade, and this is pretty much going to put Shane under pretty much clutch space, because the token needs to get attacked twice, so it looks like he's attacking the Griffin first. Griffin will die with the Masquerade, which is interesting, because it doesn't half the defense. But Pelourinho lets the fusions gain 500. Even then, though, actually, he'll just attack the token. The token takes a K, and then it's up to him if he wants to crash the Rhino Heart. Oh, he does want to crash the Rhino Heart. I mean, fair enough. Gets rid of the token. He doesn't know his opponent's got the right in the hand, but I mean, once you've kind of gone through the Griffin and the like, you're not able to put the Griffin back into the deck, the Adventure Engine does kind of like die a little bit. Yeah, And now everything Shane does, he's just going to take a burn after burn after burn after burn. So, draw for turn. I don't know what that is at the bottom of the camera. Oh, it looks like he's opened up Whitebeard. Okay, that's interesting. So he's got War Enchantress, which he can basically banish from the hand to search out a Rite of Armoricia. But to be honest, what I would probably do... Oh, actually, you kind of want to discard the... Maybe you want to search a second War Enchantress. Either way, basically the way I would do it is you'd probably want to activate Fateful Adventure to search you out a War Enchantress. It looks like he's going to banish it directly from hand. So I would probably use that to search out a Water Enchantress and then ditch the Water Enchantress, not let my opponent know what I have in the hand. Ditch the Whitebeard, and I'm pretty sure the Whitebeard would then trigger. But I think that's just inexperience coming from Shane a little bit on that one. So we'll see where this kind of goes. So he's got Rite of Armoricia and a Whitebeard in hand. The right is obviously going to give him a token. Obviously, he's just got... I'm trying to think if he's over-activating cards or not. I mean, Masquerade is currently stacked on 2, which is 1,200 damage on top of the 1,000 damage he's already taken. It looks like he's now going to activate Fateful. So he would add Water Enchantress, ditch the... I mean, at least he can special summon the Water Enchantress. And then the Whitebeard would summon one from the deck, and then you can link... I believe the link to Blackbeard requires just one Plunder Troll monster and one other card. I could be wrong, though. I don't have that directly in front of me. But we'll soon see. So we're adding off the Water Enchantress. I'm not sure if I would have done this first or not. I'm not sure it makes much of a difference. Either way, I think that the outcome's still the same. So we're going to ditch the Whitebeard. You trigger the Whitebeard effect. It will special one from the deck. Whitebeard is probably like the best Plunder monster. Alfie's quite happy just sitting there stacking up his Masquerade Dragon. So gonna see where he's going from here. I don't think there's anything else in graveyard. It's Branded Fusion, and then I would like to think by this point, if nothing's been ashed, then there isn't an ash in hand, unless it's like the biggest brain plane, he's holding that back. He goes with Golden Hair, which is interesting. So Golden Hair, I believe, can summon itself back from the grave by discarding a card, I think, if I remember correctly. I'm not too sure where you go with this, though. I mean, the Pearl Arena is a pain in the backside, because at the moment it just buffs all of the fusion monsters. Oh, I think he's missed the Water Enchantress play. Could have special summoned down Water Enchantress. And at least by special summoning down Water Enchantress, you would have been able to... well, you'd have another monster on the board for starters. So he's got Blackbeard. I can imagine a Plunder Patrol matchup against Branded could be quite good for Plunders, because basically Branded just gives them Waters and Darks, and then... I mean, the only one they're missing is Fires. So, yeah, it looks like he's activating the effect of Golden Hair to bring her back. I suppose the only reason you do that is because then Blue or Blackbeard can put Golden Hair into a ship, and he doesn't need to use himself, which will give him a nice draw. So I suppose that's kind of a good way of doing it. The only issue is you then need a... Like, this is where the deck kind of struggles, because it needs to discard a Plunder card. If you just, like, discard one card or discard a monster, obviously it'd be a heck of a lot more generic. And still be very, very powerful. So, yeah, I suppose if you save the Blackbeard, in theory, you can get a draw too, because then you would do it during your turn now, and put Golden Hair into a ship, and then you can do it during your opponent's turn and put Blackbeard into a ship, so you'd get a draw too. Pretty sure that's how Blackbeard works. Either way, he's going for Morik, and then he's going to get to draw a card, and then the hopes are that it's a monster, because if it's a monster, he can banish that Masquerade, which is... Oh, it's a monster, but it's not a... Oh, nice, another War Enchantress. Ah, that's so pain. He's like, literally all he's done is open up adventures and one Plunder card. So the one Plunder card has got him Blackbeard, Morik, and Golden Hair, but everything else has been adventure, which is quite sad. I think by this point it's very, very difficult, because without that being a Plunder monster, Was there any lights? There was only waters and darks on the board. So yeah, he could only go into Moek. It's a bit sad, really. But now I think he's cashing out on the Masquerade. He's got no way of killing it. This is another one as well. Is that they kind of need the field spell. Like the field spell just gives them the buffs that they need, which is really, really nice. But yeah, he's cashed out on the Masquerade. I think he took like 5 or 6 worth of damage, which is about 3,000 damage. Absolutely mad. Normal summon Aluba effect's going to go off, getting Brown Infusion again. We already know the one card in hand is Water Enchantress, so that's not going to be much help going further forward, which is a bit of a shame. I went with Branded in red. Okay. He already had Brown Infusion. Fine. So activate the Brown Infusion. He's going to use Oh, interesting. Masquerade and Albion. Oh no, it looks like Shane scooped it up. Yeah, I'm not really surprised there. So it wasn't the best of hands, and then to have to face what he was like facing. I mean, the imperm might have changed a lot, but yeah, like with hindsight, and it'll be interesting. Maybe it was argued that the thing went into a different column. So they're going to side this up, and then they are going to swiftly go into game 2. So they've sided up. We are now in game 2. Shane's opened up a lot better. He's got Plunder Patrol Booty, which allows you to turn one of your opponent's monsters to a different attribute, which is really important for the deck. He's got the Whitebeard. He got an Ash Blossom, and I think that's a Veiler and another card. So he's going to normal summon the Whitebeard, set one, and then this is the issue as well. Is like it doesn't have a lot to. This is why the adventure engine is so important, because the adventure engine, like together, if you only open up one lot of the engine, so either all of one and none of the other, it doesn't really take you far. So anyway, so Alfie activates Branded Open, and he's got the Tragedy in hand, so this is going to be a double plus from him. Going to be summoning out an Aluba, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Tragedy. So Tragedy will probably get you like Adlerbiton or Dramaturge, and then Chainlink 1 will get you the Brand Infusion. Like pretty standard on that one. I mean, I'm not sure how great the booty will be, because I mean he's already getting darks. I suppose if he wants a monster effect negation, then he wants to turn it into a light. On the plus side as well, what it will do is it will allow him to turn Whitebeard into... Like, I mean, in theory, what you could do is you could turn Whitebeard into Blackbeard, and then Blackbeard into Lice or Moek, and at least you'll get an additional draw as well. Keeping in mind as well that Shane's hand is an Ash Blossom, a Veiler, and another Whitebeard. It definitely means that Moek is going to be online. So yeah, we already know that Alfie's hand is pretty stacked. Like the Branded Opening has just replaced itself with Aluba, and then the Tragedy replaced itself with placed itself with like, I didn't actually see what he searched. I'm assuming Adlerbiton. So he's still back at 6 cards, which is mad, and a monster on board. So he's still in a very, very, very good position with everything he needs. So yeah, he activates Booty. I'm trying to remember if Booty does anything else, like negates or something. I'm pretty sure it just... I'll see if I can pull it up while we're doing this. So, Plunder Patrol Booty. Patrol Booty. I mean, I remember the first... Oh, Cosmic Cyclone on the Booty. That is painful. So Plunder Patrol Booty is a continuous trap card. You can declare one attribute, then target one face-on monster your opponent controls. It becomes that attribute until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. That's important. Then you can take one Plunder Patrol monster from your graveyard and either shuffle it into the deck or special summon it. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. And then once per turn during the end phase, if you control no Plunder monster, you send this card to the graveyard. I mean, it's lucky that it says even if this card leaves the field, otherwise... that could be very, very damaging. So I think they're just double checking the ruling on this one. Would it? Because you'd flip it, target, cosmic it. It leaves the field, but then it would still turn. What I would be assuming is he wants to try and turn Aluba into a light so that he can force Whitebeard into Lice. I'm trying to remember what Blackbeard is. Blackbeard's not on Earth, is he? I'm pretty sure he's dark. So I mean, that's kind of the route. I suppose that's still the route he can do. I would. Again, I don't know if he does do that, but turning Whitebeard into Blackbeard would be nice because then it'll give you a draw and a special from deck, and then Blackbeard could turn whatever monster gets summoned off of the through Whitebeard into a. Ooh, held the Ash on the Brand Fusion. Very, very good. Then we're changing the Whitebeard. Does he go Blackbeard? Oh, go Blackbeard. Go back, go back, go back. Oh, he goes into Lice. I'm pretty sure he could have gone into Blackbeard, and then Blackbeard could have turned into... the Whitebeard would have summoned out something from the deck, and then you turn that into... Lice. So, could he have gone... Normal Summon Meryl, broken, mill free, Lice to negate. Because you could have done... Oh, Whitebeard doesn't go to the graveyard. That's sad. I don't know. I haven't played Plunders. I think I played Plunders like once a while ago. And this was back before they got Lice and the equipped and everything. So Meryl's still resolving. Doesn't look like it was very good, sadly. Duster, Nibiru. I think that was a droplet. This is the thing with tiers, whether you're playing branded, well, I mean, it'll be less so with the counter fairy deck because they would just go absolute ham. Draw for turn. Oh, right of Armorizia off the top. Broken, bro. Absolutely broken. And he's got a Whitebeard in hand. No. Okay, this might spell game. If this goes through, I mean, again, we don't know what else Alfian has in hand, but you would then go token, right, adventure. Then, if you have the ability to, normal summon a monster to trigger the adventure. What has he got in hand? He's got another Whitebeard in hand, which he could normal summon, but then it means he hasn't got a discard negate for the ships. So we're going to activate the right. I mean, I assume add the Griffin Rider would be the best route. Unless he's playing a legal knight. Busted, bro. So... Oh, maybe he didn't negate with Lice, which is interesting. Oh, he also has the Lice effect to summon the Whitebeard from the spell and trap zone, which is important. So we've added Griffin. What are we discarding? Discarding the Whitebeard. Chainlink, activating the Whitebeard's effect because it was discarded. Could have gone Chainlink 2 to summon out the Griffin. Because I'm pretty sure, I think it's Golden Hair that locks you into Plunders. So, and it's always the risk as well. If you mill nothing off your tiers and you're not able to go any further, you're in trouble. So we're going to Redbeard. I'm pretty sure we can now force Redbeard into a ship because there's 2 darks on the field, so you can go into Blackbeard or you can go into Moek. Still trying to get to the field spell. That's the issue. Is the field spell technically isn't searchable, which is a big sad. We also have Giant Chicken or the Adventure Griffin to come down. So what have we got? We've got Redbeard, summon down Giant Chicken. So this is the issue as well, is Plunders rely on your opponent to have stuff, and if your opponent doesn't play that attribute, like that's where Booty comes into play, and like that's where it's so important for the deck. So it can get very, very tricky, very, very difficult as well. So I still don't understand why Chicken hasn't come to the field yet. I keep calling it Chicken, it's just Griffin Rider. And he missed, unless he's trying to do the trigger of adventure now to get the equip spell. Because I suppose what you'd do is you'd activate the equip spell, target the back row to get rid of it. Oh, he's going to battle phase. We definitely haven't seen the equip spell this turn, have we? Draco back. Oh, did he not have a... Oh, biggest brain plays ever. If he didn't have a branded in the graveyard and that was a branded in red. Bastard. 2k there. I can't tell what's going on. I swear Plunder... Let me just check the Plunder Patrol monsters. I swear All of them have the effect to put themselves into ships, but I could be completely wrong on this one. Like I said, I haven't played Plunder Patrol properly for a long time. So Plunder Patrol, let's have a look at Redbeard. So during your opponent's turn. God, that is sad. And then if it's sent from the hand or monster zone to the graveyard in general. Oh, that is so sad. Okay, so main phase 2 is going to Lice, summon out the Whitebeard that was in its ship, trigger the Draco back, and then I'm assuming Draco back, equip to the token, target the back row, bounce the back row. Still hasn't summoned down Griffin, which is interesting. Maybe he wants to set up the Moak first. I mean, you could hard make a Moak, which is pretty funny. I think that's what he's looking for. Oh, it's still a tragedy in the graveyard, so maybe that wouldn't have made much of a difference. So, interesting. Very, very interesting. And this deck can still use Toad as well, because they're all waters, so they can make Bahamut Shark, and then Shark can make Toad. Yay! So that's pretty funny. Draco back, quit to the token. I mean, there's no reason I wouldn't try and use that now. You kind of force him to use the back row. I would probably try and set up some form of protection or some form of negate to stop it happening. But we see unicorns, 2 Moex. We're going for a Brawn as well. So Brawn is the Synchro that deals with back row. I can't remember if it's the Synchro or the XYZ that boosts your monsters. There we go. There's the Draco back, targeting the back row. It's either a bluff or it's branded in red. So this would definitely force it to be activated. Oh, no, it goes back to hand. I'm still surprised why this stuff... Maybe he was worrying about a Nibiru. But then you've got Lice on the board, so you don't need to worry about a Nibiru. Stranger and stranger. So still sitting on... Is he holding back the Griffin Rider, fearful of Dark Ruler, maybe? I know there's been a lot of strategies where people have held that back for that reason. Because you just Dark Ruler and then your whole board just says, yep, cool, game over, bro. So it's always an interesting technique to hold that back. Like, if you're not worried about Nib, and you're more worried about, or you already have protection for Nib, playing around Dark Ruler can be a very, very safe technique. So we know that Alfie's got 2 unknowns in his hand. Well, all unknown in his hand, but 1 came back from the field. So we know 1 is a back row. We know that Shane has a monster negate in the form of Lice if he discards a Plunder Patrol monster. Which I can't remember what he's got. I know he's got a Veiler, but I don't know what the other card is. I'm not sure if he held back. Oh, it's Griffin, Doi. So he's got Griffin and he's got Veiler. So he's not going to be able to do anything. Looks like Alfie either opened up 2 branded openings or had 2 branded openings. Sets a trap card, which is that Retribution or is that Incursion? Looks like Retribution from here, which is pretty cool. So you banish it from the graveyard. Aluba. Searching? Yeah, Aluba search resolves. Is he holding... is he trying to bait the Ash hold? So he's holding the Ash back. Oh, he's gone for branding red. Okay, that's cool. I mean, it's not cool, but it's still it's still going to be very, very painful. Powerful, sorry. So it's not cool for Shane on that one. Because then it means, like, basically if he Veilers anything, in theory it could be tagged out with branding red, which is always going to be pretty damaging. So Retribution can target a branded spell in the graveyard and add it back to the hand, I believe, if it's the right one. So that's kind of cool. That'll be interesting to see what he gets. I assume you just add back branded fusion. He's going to chain Griffin Rider in the hand. Okay, there we go. So he's going to summon down the Griffin Rider so that whatever he gets added back, he'll be able to Griffin Rider negate. So, I mean, yeah, so Alfie adds back the branded fusion. That's a cool little play. But then keep in mind as well, we know that there's branded in red and there's branded fusion. So Alfie has the ability to do both. Ultimately, you'd probably go... What would you rather have resolve? If he's got another monster in the hand, I would probably go for branded in red, because then you can attempt to... I think there's a tragedy in the graveyard, so you could go Activate Branded in red, target Tragedy, add it back to the hand, fuse Tragedy with one monster in the hand and a Luba on the field. Or he goes with Branded Fusion first. Because basically what I was thinking is you do that, you go into Griffin, and you go Chainlink 1 Griffin, Chimera, Chainlink 2 Tragedy, so then he can only Griffin Rider the Tragedy. And then off of the back of that, what that'll give you to do is that'll give you the ability to chain block protect your Chimera from both Lice and Griffin. And then your Chimera will then be able to destroy the Lice and one other card. So probably Lice and the token. Which would be very important. Sorry, it'll only let him destroy one, so he'll destroy the Lice and then draw 2. So, I mean, I think that's the play he's going for now. But if he did it the other way around, he would have been able to chain block and protect. So, I'm assuming he didn't see the chain block capabilities of it, maybe. Which might be why he didn't decide to do that. And then, because if he had done... if you do Branded in red first, Chimera protects it. I suppose then if you go Branded Fusion, unless you go Chainlink 1 Lubellion, Chainlink 2 like a Tragedy or something, the Lice should be able to negate. But then you just bring out Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade will punch over one of these, and then it'll have the ability to banish, and then you can set up like the other branded traps, which could be pretty cool and powerful during his opponent's turn. Because keep in mind as well, what you summon with the Griffin Chimera can't be Veiler. No, there's the Veiler. So even though he goes Chainlink 1 Chimera, Chainlink 2 Tragedy, Chainlink 3 Adlerbiten, Chainlink 4 Veiler, Chainlink 5 Red. So that's pretty Redbeard. So Redbeard basically pushes himself into Moak. Moak has Monster Banish by discarding a Plunder monster. Sadly, there is no fusion. Like, none of the fusions have been able to resolve, so the Adlerbiten's not going to give him back as much advantage as he possibly would have wanted. Which is a bit sad, but is what it is. I was like, oh my god, we've not normal summoned yet? And I was like, yeah, we did. Well, he branded opening out the Aluba, so Aluba's not going to be able to get anything. There's a nib in the graveyard, so I'm assuming that was used. No, it couldn't have been. It would have been charged. Yeah, no, he had but Tragedy, so Adlerbiten. Chimera going over the Lice. Token. Oh, he forgot about the token protecting. What? Oh. I mean, Shane will still take damage, 33. But the token stays around. And because he used Griffin Rider, kill Whitebeard. Pretty sure Whitebeard will trigger. Yeah, exactly what he's going to do. I would then bring out... I suppose you should bring out Blackbeard, don't you, really? You need that draw, that's the issue. So you need to get a route into Blackbeard. But he's already used Redbeard. Okay, Moose not going to be as cut and dry as that one. Uh-oh. So, I mean, at this time, we're about, like, 28 minutes, probably about 30 minutes into game 2. But I feel that the resource management of the Plunders is just outdoing it. So, Alfie's kind of just going to scoop there. Because then Shane will be able to get... he'll have a Lice that can summon out the Redbeard, and then he'll be able to make rank 4s. He'll start banishing off Alfie's stuff, so... Might as well move into game 3 when you've only got like 5 minutes left, especially if you're a branded player, because you just set up Masquerade, and it means like unless your opponent can negate the Masquerade and then push in for damage in game, or more than 600 damage, it's going to be game from that point on. I can't see what Shane's got in his hand. It's definitely a branded fusion that's been activated. It looks like a Cosmic Cyclone, but I could be wrong. Interesting keeping Cosmic Cyclone in going into game 3 with like... probably like 5 minutes left. So branded fusion. Do you lock your opponent out here? What has he gone for? It looks like he has. That looks like a Tragedy and a Ra's Disciple. Oh, it was a dark. I can't see what dark it is. So we're going Lubellion. It'll be Chainlink 1 Lubellion, Chainlink 2. Oh, discarding droplets. Oh, there's an Imperm. Oi! Imperm on Lubellion. Oh, it looks like he's got Branded in red. Go on. He's going to activate the Branded in red. Do it. Oh, Branded in red is going to dodge that Imperm. Oh, it's Albaz. Doi. I should have known what the other dark was. Brandon Red, target the Albaz. Masquerade. Mirror. This is I love this interaction though, because it's broken, because now you still resolve the Lubellion, and Lubellion can put back what looks like he's going to put back is the Tragedy and Tragedy and Albaz, and then that will allow you to have a Masquerade, and it's just like, cool, you're now facing down a Mirror Jade with a non-target banish plus a Masquerade that's going to constantly chip away at your life points, and you've only got like 5 minutes to play. And then when you have like that, that's kind of like the perfect amount of time for a branded player, because it's like, if your opponent can't stop the Masquerade hitting the board, there's not enough time for them to deal with the Masquerade, especially if you put it in defense, because Masquerade can come back as well. Like, that's not enough time for them to build a board without burning significant amount of damage, get to battle phase, and still be able to play. So, it's interesting that he's put Masquerade in attack, because that would be really funny if like just dropped an Honest or a Dark Honest. Either way. So Tragedy resolving. This is still resolving the chains. We've added an Aluba off the back of that, or Alfie's added an Aluba. Normal summon Aluba, effect to search. Suppose you go for like a brand. Oh, he's got Caught by the Grave as well. What is going on? This is broken. So Aluba can pretty much search out Brandon Red, Brandish Banishment. So anything Alfie kind of wants here. Suppose if you're going for a Branded in Red or a Branded Banishment, at least it gives you some form of like interruption to your opponent. Like, resolving that is going to get you a pop or a draw or a second Masquerade. So he goes for a Branded Fusion. Okay, maybe he's only playing one Branded in Red, which could be quite possible. So I'm surprised that that's been. Well, you had to normal summon it. Despia Theatre. Oh, he already opened up the Theatre. He left it on the board. That means it's just going to float. Oh, there's a Veiler. Thanks for that. Better late than never. So it looks like there's a Terraforming Mystic Mine. You burned 1200 already. So Terraforming Ship Shard. Shippering Ship Shardy Shardon. So this is the field spell. The field spell is really good actually. It boosts all of your monsters by 500, I believe, for every Plunder Patrol in your spell and trap zone. And then on activation, it lets you search out a Plunder Patrol monster. So, yeah, really important for the deck. Looks like he's got golden hair. The more he activates, the bigger the hole he digs with Masquerade. And that's the issue, is you're on a ticking clock. Veiler, Whitebeard, golden hair, and one other spell, which isn't sadly Rite of Armoricia. But I think he's just going to get to a point, and when Alfie feels threatened, he'll just use Masquerade's effect to banish. So yeah, it's just going to get harder and harder from this point. And then especially when you're playing a deck you're not 100% familiar with, in the form of the Plunder deck, it's only going to, like, the pressure's going to build up. The time that time's constantly ticking away at you, and you're just sitting there going, all right, I need to figure out this one, I need to go that way. And I think that's what Shane's trying to do, while also playing around. Oh, there you go. There's the Caught by the Grave for the Whitebeard. Very, very sad. When you're able to dodge an imperm, and then obviously you open up Call by, you're in a very, very good position. I think he can Golden Hair, summon down. I think that's his normal summon, I believe. And then, yeah, it's very, very tricky. Because you've got Bluebeard, which will give you a discard and a draw when it's sent to the field to grave. But it looks like he's not even going to allow the Golden Head to stay on the board. He's just going to activate the Mirror Jade and banish it. So, and then you're looking at a Veiler plus thing. Yeah, and I think Shane's scooping it up there. It's a little bit sad, but it is just the way it is, unfortunately. Yeah, the branded deck's just a lot faster right now. Until we get the new card for Plunder Patrols, which will come out in the new year of 2023, it'll be very interesting to see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this duel. I do have a couple more for you guys as well, which I'll try and upload and bring to you as we go. But for now, as absolutely always, guys, stay safe. And of course, happy dueling.